Good morning. It's nice to have you on another great episode of Enterprise Morning right here from our headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria, Enterprise Television. I am Henry Igwibiki.
And I'm Choma Okohe.
In a bit, we'll be going to our newspaper headlines to see what we have for you this morning, and right after that will be our main conversation also for today. So while we get everything all sorted out for you, please do be part of our community. Join our tribe, have a say in what we say by logging into our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com, and also like, comment and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. Today, our guests in the studios are Emeka Madu Nagu, a journalist and a public affairs analyst, and barrister Tunji Abdul Hamid, a barrister at law and also a public affairs analyst. Good morning, gentlemen.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Welcome to Enterprise Morning today. Choma, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm great, and you?
Fine, thank you. All right, so quickly, let's start off our newspaper headlines today with the first daily we have, and it's coming from the Vanguard newspaper. The big story here says hardship. We will handle planned protest as a family matter. And that's coming from the federal government.
Okay, moving on, but still on the Vanguard newspaper. On the top strip on terrorism, federal government resume mass trial of over 300 suspects. That is coming from Answer. Details are on page 3.
And also, hardship of stranded foreign scholars are grown as federal government slashes allowances.
Okay, moving on. Insecurity perpetrated by organized non-state actors. That is coming from President Tinubu.
And also on the downstream of the same newspaper, Dangote stop demarketing local industries, and that's coming from the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria as they caution federal government.
Okay, moving on. And beside, still by the right-hand side of the Vanguard newspaper, you find Meta deletes 63,000 Nigerian accounts linked to sextortion scams. Details are on page 9.
All right, so let's dwell on that particular story because I think it's very trendy, and also it's a story that I would love us to maybe break up if possible. Meta, the parent company of Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and of course deleting over 63,000 Nigerian accounts linked to sextortion scams. Emeka, is this coming too early?
No, but it's something they've been doing. Thank you very much. It's something they've been doing, they've done periodically. I think around 2015 or so, they discovered that some Nigerians who claimed, especially politically exposed persons and people who claim to have large following, were actually using duplicate accounts. There's a name. I don't know why I jumped out of my head. They were actually using those, ghost accounts. So somebody will post a comment, somebody will make a post, and then immediately you see about 10 or 20 responses. Now, what they were doing was just, message engineering, using their other accounts to, give an impression that they were getting responses. And then, of course, was it Twitter then, as was then deleted those accounts. So these are things that, they do periodically. So I think it's good for house cleaning. It's good to conduct house cleaning from time to time. Of course, Facebook Meta General has actually brought down the number of accounts of so-called influencers. Maybe the algorithms found out that these things were not, this influence was not actually being built organically. And that's one of the perils of, social media. If you don't have organic following, you can lose your account.
Now, this is coming at a time where Nigeria find them, because in as much as they've been doing it, it's not as been as this voluminous. It was not this big and this huge. Yes, 63,000. Now, don't you think that, okay, Meta is trying to maybe gather enough evidence on its own side to face the Nigerian government when they actually respond to the fine that was given to them.
Vice Tunji.
Okay, I will just take from what Vice Tunji said for the problem. That the fact that you have money doesn't mean you're successful. You know, the fact that Mecca had been making so much money, you know, over 41 million Nigerians on Facebook, doesn't mean that it was having a successful run in the Nigerian market. So this is what it has now shown. We have allowed 63,000 accounts linked to, you know, alleged criminal activity, and the returns have been coming. But now, your acquisite, quote unquote, if you permit that word, has brought about a negative reaction in the form of a fine. So we must define business practices ethically, or else the consequences will be very serious.
Yeah, but Mr. Tunji, you are a lawyer and a prosecutor, and this goes to, I don't know, do I stand to be corrected?
Yes, I'm not a prosecutor.
Okay, you're a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer.
All right. Thank you for that correction. Now, you understand when companies step on the fundamental human rights of people better than anyone here. And I'd love to ask you, don't you think this could be a situation that some Nigerians who are innocent, you know, have gotten their rights violated in any way? And if that is the case, what do you think from the local front? How can they solve the issue?
Well, if anyone feels that his right has been violated, he has the right to seek for remedy in court. That is the only way to go. So you can approach the court, put your case across, and then if you have a good case, you get a good result. So it's unfortunate that, look, Nigerians don't exercise their rights, the right to seek redress in court. They see it more often as a waste of time and waste of money, and I don't blame them sometimes, because when you look at our system, you want to say that, look, I'll just go and at the end of the day to be back to square one, or story. So, but like I said, to answer your question specifically, if you feel aggrieved, if you feel your right has been infringed, if you feel you have what's it called, rights that have been violated, you have the right to approach the court to seek a redress in that regard. So, but if genuinely you don't have a case, you just be wasting your time. So you must be sure that you have a good case for you to even take those steps. You know, and you know, Facebook is about whatever now is now commercialized to an extent. Probably that's why they are trying to do those things and those tips. Everybody wants to be on the safe side, spend less money.
Yes, and Choma, you know, talking about having a case, you would agree with me, you know, that Facebook is that human ghost. Sometimes your rights is being violated. You don't even know who to speak to.
You don't know.
You don't know who to speak to.
The truth is, they have a system. They have a customer service where you call and you actually make the complaints. But I think most of the tech gurus know how to get across to them. And I think this is one thing they still need to.
They have feedback.
Yes, they have
feedback, but the response time is little to none.
There's a way to actually get across to them, and you get feedback positively, like with time, like you get it faster. But I think that one thing they still need to enlighten their users on, because they don't know how to actually,
especially Nigerians.
True,
yes.
told, yeah.
All right, so quickly let's move on to our next daily for today, coming from Daily Independent newspaper. What do we have, Chuma?
Yeah, on the Daily Independent newspaper, the big story here: tax and forex gains will deter foreign investors, bankers warn. We have about 2 riders to that particular story. Asks Senate to intervene, say it amounts to double taxation. Moving on, it will reduce investment, decrease liquidity, increase costs.
And also on the top strip of the same newspaper, Dangote refinery must not fail. That's coming from Kwankwaso as he warns the federal government.
Okay, moving on, Fubara Bags Independent Newspaper Governor of the Year 2023 award.
We all know how that works, especially for those in the print media. But let's get to the bottom strip of the same newspaper. Duty-free food imports will impoverish us, farmers tell the federal government. And the writer there says food importation risk destroying countries' agriculture. Mr. Tunji, I do not know. How do you think we can solve this problem? there's scarcity of food in the country. Nigerians are crying for the borders to be open so we can have influx of food into the country. Those in the agriculture business are saying if that is allowed, it will stifle and suffocate their business. What is the way out of all of this?
I think I don't agree with them because before the border was shut, the border was open and they were doing their businesses and the people are making money in that regard. So the major problem that why we're having this crisis or why the farmers or whoever are not making a headway is just because of lack of security. Most of them are not going to their farm, and those who are farming are not even ready to risk their life to do that. So the issue of I'm not a supporter of the close of border because that only affects the masses. Those who are in government know they find a way outside the country to get whatever they need, and they are doing it. I don't even know they are preaching to us patronize local content, but they are patronizing foreign content, including our president. Even the medical service are done abroad. So when you talk about the problem with our food scarcity here, it's not about anything. It's not about only the border, whatever. It's about insecurity. Insecurity is a major problem in that area. When insecurity and the destruction of farms, those are the major crises there because people are afraid of their life. You do a thorough job and then you'll be expecting to reap from what you have done. Within an hour, everything will be destroyed, and then they will come and then you can't even do anything. They will attack you and nothing will happen thereafter. So people are afraid in that regard. So border close out for me, if it's open, it will help us. You cannot just close border when you don't have enough. I don't have enough in my house and I can get it elsewhere. And you are saying no, I will not allow you to come in because if it comes in, you have to get it first. When you get it, you have plan. We are not planning, that's the problem. We are not planning on how to navigate this problem. We are just hoping on miracle. We are just when the border was closed, what was the step taken by the government? Nothing. Nothing. What was the step taken to ensure that they have security? What was the step taken to ensure that look, these farmers enjoyed certain privileges or incentives? What the roads, transportation that is causing problem? What step did they take? Nothing. So you can't just bring up policy, close border and sleep and you expect that miracle will happen. Nothing will happen. And then you see, we now have emergency farmers. Whenever government introduce any incentive for farmers or whatever, you see politicians become farmers. And they will be the ones to benefit. I think the ones you're not calling emergency farmers. Yes, they will be the ones to benefit more. They will be the ones to benefit more from those incentives. The real farmers will not even have access to it. They will not even get it, or what they will be getting is something that you cannot even talk about. So it's about our programs. We don't have enough way of bringing out our program. Implementation has been our problem. Whenever we have any problem, but for me, closing border in this circumstance that we have, leave the border open for goods to come in, because we have always indulged ineffectiveness. We have people who call custom. We have people who call immigration officers. We have people who man our border, even though it's porous. They are not getting people who are doing smuggling arrested. And you want to say, look, the only way out to do this is to I'm having headache, just cut a head, and then so that the headache will not come again. It's just like what the president did. His subsidy is gone. The president is aware of people who are not utilizing the subsidy money for what it is to be used for. That they were not going after them. Rather, they say, okay, let's go after the entire 200 million Nigeria plus, and then you see the consequences. I thank God, and today I am one of those few people, because I know that time the judge of Nigeria was celebrating and clapping that this man he has hit the ground running. I was one of those who said, look, subsidy is not our problem. Our problem is corruption, lack of transparency, and accountability in the system. So subsidy will create more problems. That is a solution to one problem that will create multiple. So that was my message at that time, and I put it out. And maybe the majority of people are saying, you know what they're saying, this and that. Today, I thank God what I've said has come to pass. I think I'm qualified to be a prophet.
Thank you, Mr. Now, let's briefly look into what Kwakwanso wants the federal government on. And we've been on this particular topic for a while, and it is on Dangote refinery must not fall. At this point, we're not asking, will it fall or will it not fall? Will federal government now listen to Kwakwanso, even if they feel their bags will be on the line?
You see, we live in a funny country. Very funny country. Paris that talked about emergency powers. I applied for an Agnes loan, 10 million naira under Buhari. We did all the things, all Medan training, everything, got certificate. I can show you my certificate. Everything, we did it. I applied for 10 million naira. I never got one couple. But people who had no farm, people who had no farm, nothing. They got millions of naira. Now, you're talking about Dangote failing. Bojo Automobile of Nigeria failed. It went below capacity. That was when, Chinese cars now started coming in, to the rescue. Some cars from America and all of that. Who bought it over? Dangote. Bought it over. SCOA is still down. We have others, Renault and the rest of them that were producing, that were assembly vehicles in Nigeria. They are down. Now we have internal, we have indigenous innovators. We are no more assembling now, like innocent. Erroneously, some people who don't know about how business works say they are not assembling. What they are doing is innovation. They are outsourcing. You outsource to people, prepare this in this country, you do this, you do this. You bring everything together based on your technical plan, and then you assemble it. Now, Dangote has the largest single train refinery in the world, and there is a claim that Dangote refinery has now made refineries in Europe to be having, their operators to be having sleepless nights. Because with that single train refinery, there's a lot that Dangote refinery can do for this country. Provide forex, provide right now over 15,000 workers, the highest employer, private sector employer of labor in Nigeria. You just increase minimum wage, even though it pays more than minimum wage, but you know the implication. And then other things like that. He's not asking you for subsidy. He's not. We have a 60-40 sharing formula in terms of oil production. The federal government has 60. The joint venture partners have 40. I've said it as Chevron has a refinery in Escravos. It is called gas to liquid facility. They convert natural gas to liquid, to diesel, clean diesel, and base oils. And you know what is 100% for export? Now, investors coming in are going to the offshore, Albany, and the rest of it. They are going to the offshore where, they won't have issue with people just, showing up one day at your gate to shut down your work because some, one thing or the other happened. They are going offshore. Now, look at those who are investing in that offshore. That what they said that some NNPC officials are blending, this in Malta. People run checks. One of the companies doing it is actually the directors in an oil company operating in an indigenous oil company operating in Nigeria. So if you now say that you don't care what happens to Dangote, 650,000 barrels per day, which is half of our daily production, OPEC approved daily production, then what you are doing is that you are just setting the economy for an implosion. You don't do much, just close down Dangote refinery. Don't do anything. Let the theft of oil in Nigeria Delta continue. It's a matter of time. It's not even about saying you will don't protest. No. Natural conditions will teach you a bitter lesson. So, one person is right. For the first time, I will agree, I have to agree with one person. You see, when you have indigenous entrepreneurs who are prepared to run risks like Dangote has done. The last refinery built in 1960 was built in 1975. Check the records. 1975. People are not investing in refineries anyway because it's a cost. Capital intensive venture. And so somebody has done that in your nation. Now what are you doing? 45% are minor petty things that can be resolved behind closed doors. But
Emeka, of course, let's not forget the issue, the burning issue here. Of course, the federal government allegedly are saying monopoly and all. Now, let's take a look at Dangote's other businesses that he does, cement, sugar, and so on and so forth. He's dominated our industry and stifling all the little manufacturers in that sector. Don't you think they are trying to avoid the Mukesh Ambani story in India, with Reliance Energy dominating the whole of India and other neighboring countries?
I will just beg to disagree with you. Okay. Because I've been in some of those industries where even as a tiny player and a small player, cement, there is competition. You have Bo and the rest of them. Look, all it needs is this. You look for capital now. If you want to compete with Dangote, Dangote controls more than half of the cement market in Nigeria. Why? In the 80s, right, we depended majorly on imported cement because all the cement plants in Nigeria were owned by government and they were run down. So we are bringing in different kinds of cement. Do you even know we had a cement joint venture with the Republic in Onigolo? Nigerians ran it down. Then Dangote came in, brought a new approach. We are talking of monopoly. We are talking of which other? They are talking of monopoly in oil industry. How? The monopoly these people are talking, we should not be deceived. They want to continue benefiting from the importation of fuel. If anybody has to import fuel, let the person, like what I said, you are giving licenses, 20 refining licenses in Nigeria, 4 owned by the federal government, and the 4 have been comatose for how many years? They should have been seized according to the law. Those licenses should have been withdrawn from the federal government. Now you have 16 private sector owned. Only Dangote, Water Smith, basically have actually brought out at least a liter of fuel within 1 or 2 years of their existence. And then you want the others to say, okay, because if you have a license in Nigeria, part of it is that you are allowed to import to augment. So now, instead of people focusing on indigenous production, they are now running to that aspect that below ND, when we are in you are allowed to import augment. That is where was that what we are giving licenses for? Yes. No. Look, Dangote refinery must not be allowed to fail. All these politics they're doing will impact very, very negatively on Nigerian economy. Impacting very negatively on Nigeria.
But in 60 seconds, do you buy that particular idea? You call yourself a prophet. Please look into your crystal ball and then tell us, what do you see? What do you see? Do you think this is... Yes.
Because as a Muslim, I know the what we were told that apart from the Prophet Muhammad is the last prophet. So if my prophet is in
of course, yes.
Don't take me serious. Yes. It will be at your peril. Let me disagree with you again on one point. Saying that federal government position that I will not say federal government. I will not agree. NNPC, as far as I'm concerned, we are told is a private company today. Even though I don't agree, I said it that time. How can you say somebody a private company and it's being run by same set of people nominated by the government? Who are the owner of those private government? If I talk about NNPC, who are the owner? Who are the individuals who owns its shares in NNPC? Nigerians. No other person has any share. Those who are benefiting from it today, calling themselves GMG or shareholders or whatever, are just benefiting from Nigerians' Commonwealth. So I will not say federal government. But indirectly in quotes, you can say, because they like based on what I've said, that the NNPC Limited is more or less like a government a business. And then if you say individuals are putting up stories or narration that Dangote wants to create monopoly, I will accept. I will agree with you. The individuals like the executive director or whatever of NMD,
yes,
the APC or whatever,
yes,
yeah. So I will agree with you, because I have seen the National Assembly after it be suspended. National Assembly is part of the federal government, so that is to tell you that it's not federal government. So and I want to align with him, that all these things you are hearing, all this issue of narration they are giving to us, is to protect their own personal interest. What is the interest? They make much money in this importation, and once that money come on board, it will affect the benefits they've been acquiring, they've been getting from this importation, and that's why they are trying to. Because otherwise, these sets of people were there when it was being launched, and there's also marketing results that tell us with this Nigeria is all in Nigeria is now settled. There's no problem again. Like he said again, it's not only Nigeria that will benefit from that Dangote refinery. Nigerian government will make money from it. Yeah. Because whenever the people, just like we are importing abroad, people are start importing from us, and that will be money for the government. So running it down, it's not only running Dangote down, it's also running Nigerian down. Then those people don't care. What they care is about their personal interest, and that's why we are today in Nigeria. People don't care about the generality of Nigeria. They don't care about national interest. What they care about is their own personal interest. And I don't know where they're even going with the money they've acquired so far. Some of them have enough money that in their life they are spending millions every day. Till the end of their life, they will not even finish it.
Very true. So, very true.
They are still looking for
very true. The personal interest, of course. I wonder why Nigerians are not even asking for the resignation of the Minister of Petroleum. Unfortunately, the Minister of Petroleum is the President of Nigeria.
Sure.
Well,
okay, let's move on.
Assumed. He never announced himself as Minister of Petroleum. And for me, as far as I'm concerned, all ministers are being supervised by the President. So he is a minister of all ministry. Oh, okay. And the fact that somebody is a Minister of State, that accolade of state is just there. That does not make you less equal to a minister that does have a state in his name. So if you have a state in your name, that does not make you more less or lesser than those who that state. They are all equal. Just to define their whatever their title. I'll give them opportunity to have a position.
Thank you, Barrister Tunji Oblomi. Thank you, Emeka Madnago. Because if we should continue, we won't leave you.
I wish we would continue, but of course, for the want of time, we just have to keep it at this.
Very true.
All right.
When we return, SGF. More than 40 ministers meet behind closed doors as protest clouds